morning, students. In last topic we had discussed the main features or characteristics of the database management system. Now we will discuss the architecture of DBMS and data independence. What exactly the architecture, what is the importance of this architecture? We can say this architecture of DBMS as three-level architecture. Three-level of architecture, or we can say the three-level schema of architecture. These are the different ways or different names for this architecture of DBMS. If we go through with the architecture of DBMS, so we have the three levels for this architecture. First one is external level, second one is conceptual level, third is internal level. When we will discuss all these three level of architecture, external, conceptual and internal, these are external, conceptual and internal. Now we will discuss with the help of diagram one by one what is internal level, what is conceptual level and what is external level of architecture. Now if we look at this particular diagram, external level we have the view 1, view 2 and we may have the number of views for the user. Now what exactly the meaning of view? As we know, we have the database and at the same time, since database is integrated and the multiple users at the same time may view this data according to their own need. For example, as we know the railway reservation system, all of us we normally use this railway reservation system for the online train booking, seat booking, and user 1 suppose want to reserve a particular seat for a particular train. User 2 only just want to inquire for a particular train and user 3 want to do some modifications on a particular part of the database. Maybe he may be the application programmer and user N may be the database administrator and he is doing some modifications at the restrictions of a particular database, right? The user 1, user 2 to user N, these are the different users. Here we can say what exactly a meaning of external level. External level means the users is accessing the database according to its own requirement. It means he is retrieving the data from this database. He is not concerned with that how data has been designed, what type of properties has been used to store that particular database. So this is the basically external level, which we can say as the users level. The users level of architecture we can say as the external level. We may use here the external schema also. External schema, what is schema? We will discuss. Then second one is conceptual level. Now what exactly the meaning of conceptual level? Conceptual level means the logical design of the database. If we go through with one by one the features, first we discuss the schema. What exactly the meaning of schema? Logical structure of the database. Now what exactly the meaning of logical structure of the database? Let's take the example of student database. In the case of student database, if we say the student as student as an entity or student as an object. So what kind of properties we may have in the student? Student ID or student roll number, student name, student's father's name or student course or date of admission. So we can say these are the properties of the student, and when we go through with this particular student and it shows the only these properties, we can say it is schema. It is the logical structure of the database. It does not show the data in the database. It is only representing the properties of that particular relation, or we can say the attributes of that particular relation, or we can say the logical structure of the database. When we say the employee ID, it means what is the property of employee ID, whether it is the number type or it is character type. When we say the employer name, student name, in that case uski property like character type. When we say the student date of joining or date of admission, in that case we will say it is date type. So these are the properties of the attribute, and when we combine all these properties, all these attributes, it creates the logical structure of the database. Now we have said we can classify this schema in the form of physical, conceptual and external. As at present we are discussing the external level schema, or we can say the users level schema, where we are discussing only the property. It means applying the property of data abstraction and viewing the data only according to the view, only according to the need. As we had discussed the case of a student, suppose you type the student roll number and it results, it view only the your mark sheet for that particular semester. In that case, it means कि you are only retrieving the mark sheet for your semester, for your subjects, for your course, but you are not able to view at that present the other students mark sheet also, other students result also. So this is the basically limitation, this is the basically restriction has been applied at the external level. External level has no right to view the data for which it has not having any permission. We have used one term over here, that is instances. Now what exactly the meaning of instance? Actual data contained in database at a particular point of time. It means उस particular moment पर, उस particular time पर how much records has been stored. That is the basically meaning of instance, right? So at present when we view for a particular database and for a particular train, so it means it is showing the total number of berths are free. It means how many seats are available for that particular train and for that particular destination. So if we say the 4 seats are available, 4 seats are left, in that case only for that particular view the 4 records are available in this particular view of data, right? And if we say the total number of records, in that case maybe the 1000 number of records, or maybe we may have the, for all trains we have the different type. It depends the how, for whether you are looking for a particular train or you are looking for the all trains availability. So what are the features of external level, which is the highest level or which is the users level? Users view of data database, as I told you earlier, consists of a number of different external views of the database. As I told you, different users have their different perspective. If we say the 1000 users are accessing the same database at the same moment, they may have the different requirement to retrieve the data as per their need. One example of railway reservation system, other example may be of the employees. If we have the different departments, suppose manufacturing department, sales department and production department, inventory department, and all these department managers are looking for the data according to their need. How many sales has been done for that particular week? That wants to know the sales manager. Manufacturing unit manager want to know whether we need to manufacture the more items for this particular week or not, whether inventory is in stock or not. It depends on the requirement as per the need of the particular department. So provides a powerful and flexible security mechanism by hiding part of DBMS database from certain users. As I told you, end users are not having permission to view the data for which he is not entitled. It means Suppose let's take the common example of the bank customer. We as bank customer, we are able to view, we are restricted to view only our account details, account statement. We are not having the permission to access the account details of other customers. So bank database administrator has restricted controlled access to retrieve the information according to the account holder. So user is not aware of the existence of any attribute that are missing from the view. The conceptual design is at the conceptual level. I am as end user, I am not bothered about what are the attributes in the conceptual design. If I as user, as a student, I just want to retrieve my mark sheet, so I just want to put my course and my semester, and it will retrieve the details for the mark sheet. I am not concerned with the rest attributes and what conceptual design or any attribute is missing to manage that particular database. So it permits user to access data in a way that is customized to their needs, so that the same data can be seen by different users in different way at the same time. Application programmer same data may retrieve in a different formats. Database administrator may access the same database in a different format, and the end user may access the same database with a restricted control access in a same manner. Next one is conceptual level. The logical structure of the entire database as seen by DBA, database administrator. As I told you, the entire database has been controlled, has been accessed by only the database administrator. So what data is stored in the database and the relationship among the data, how these are stored. And if we look at this diagram again, so at the conceptual level we do the logical design, the types of entities which we will use to design a particular database, which is the important aspect for any project or any application development which we develop in a database system. So conceptual design we go through with the entities, total number of entities which are required, for which we can say the relations also, and entities and their relationship, and the type of attributes we will consider, which we can say the logical structure, or we can say the attributes and the types of attributes, and how these attributes will be assigned. It means the restrictions which we may allow to the external attributes. So it represents entities, attributes and relations. Entities like customer, like employee, like salesperson, these are the entities. Student, these are the entities. But entities must be interrelated. It doesn't mean one entity is employee, one entity is student, one entity is course, another entity is department. These entities are not correlated. As we have discussed earlier in the definition of DBMS also, these data must be related. The data must be related. The entities which we are considering in the conceptual design, it must be related. Constraints on data. Suppose employee's date of joining. Now the date of promotion, suppose after 5 years or after 3 years is due. The date of promotion cannot be beyond the date of joining. So there must be a restriction when we are computing कि it has to be taken care of. Semantic information on data, what are the meanings of that data? Security and integrity information. We have to correlate कि how data has been controlled and how it is integrated, how it is reliable also and persistent. Suppose each external view, any data available to a user must be contained in or drivable from the conceptual level. All these information which we retrieve at the external level Obviously, it is retrieved based on the conceptual design at the conceptual level, because all the valid entities, attributes and their relationship has been maintained over only at the conceptual level. And the last one is internal level. Now, what exactly the meaning of internal level? If we look at directly the database design for the three-level architecture, the internal level schema is directly connected with the physical data storage. It means the lowest level which is associated with the operating system, which is associated with the DBMS. So what exactly the role at the internal schema or the internal structure of the database? We do the conceptual design over here, but at the internal level, what we will do? Physical representation of the database on the computer, how it is physically stored. It means how data is stored in the database. Now, what is the meaning of how data is being stored? As we know, as we have learned in the data structure, we have the different type of file organization. We have the sequential file organization, we have the linked file organization, and we have the index sequential file organization also. So how data has been stored, how data fast retrieved from the database, that is important aspect. So physical implementation of the DB to achieve optimal runtime performance and storage space utilization. It means we have to manage how fast retrieve we did data, what kind of searching technique we need to apply so that the data must be fastly searched from the secondary storage device. So storage space allocation for data and indexes. Now we have learned in the data structure the searching techniques and the access methods in the storage. We know the hashing technique, we know the B plus tree, we know the index sequential. These are the searching techniques and access methods which may be applied to the retrieval and searching of the data from the secondary storage device, and it is the responsibility of the database administrator to apply these techniques for accessing and for searching techniques so that it can be retrieved fast and may be provided to the end user or at the external level. So record description for the storage, record placement, and the last one important part is data compression and encryption. To utilize the best way of the storage, we need the data compression technique, and it is the responsibility of the database administrator to apply the data compression technique and apply the encryption technique with the help of cryptography, so that our text must be hidden by applying the encryption technique. So there is the responsibility of the operating system to provide the resources which are required to fulfill the need of the end users. So in today's lecture, we had discussed the three-level architecture, and under this three-level architecture, we had discussed the external level, conceptual level and internal level. Thank you.